Listen, when that lady dropped them kids Halloween candy on the floor and proceeded to go and take it out to them and serve them, I knew the heifer was crazy. Did I expect this crazy? Absolutely not. But y'all, we have to talk about it.
Eyes on me, apply that. Get it, don't be timid when you in it, apply that. Love up on it, give along, leave it. I don't want no trip, baby, spend like it's
My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? You guys, welcome back to the channel. So happy to have you here. If you're new, again, my name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all the things TV and movie related. Y'all know I am here to put you on, and I am back today to talk about something that I meant to talk about a couple weeks ago, but what happened was with moving and with life and with all of the things, I ain't exactly been here to do uploads like I've been wanting to. But I'm here now and we are back to talk Furious. And this is going to be a season catch up because I look up and we're 5 episodes in, y'all. And listen, charge it to my head and not my heart. Y'all know I love you very much, but your good sister has been building in a good way. And I'm going to do some updates in another video. But you guys, welcome back. And listen, I didn't know what to expect going into this show. Initially, I really thought that this was going to be Killing Eve all over again. And if you don't remember, that's with Sandra Oh, and she's an FBI agent who becomes infatuated with this serial assassin, this other woman, and it becomes like this cat and mouse, this addiction, this I need you, want you, gotta have you, but then I also kind of hate you. It became that, right? Really great series. If you haven't watched it, go over there. But immediately when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, oh, well, Fiona's over here, who you know from Shameless, of course. And I've known her as Fiona longer than I've known her as anything else. And I'm like, are we going to get a repeat of that? After watching the premiere, absolutely not. This is something totally different, and I'm absolutely here for it. I think it is rare that we get to see justice executed in the way that we're seeing it here, and also by really flawed players. Trauma, of course, has created these people and these characters, but ultimately, I can't find no wrong in Catherine. Listen, she ain't take out the little girl. I can't find anything wrong in her. She's doing the Lord's work, in my opinion. Anybody who's been trafficked, trigger warning ahead, trafficked from the age of 12, 13, 14 deserves to get it back in blood. And change my mind in the comments. But I really like how we get to see another portrait of what some people would say is victimhood, and it is, but how people transcend that and can actually become monsters again. And I know y'all hate when I call somebody a monster, but Catherine, for all intents and purposes, is out here serial unaliving. Are the people guilty? In my opinion, absolutely. And this should be done. But I like how we're getting that. Even when we get into Alice, I really am enjoying how she is this person who has a true north and really wants to see justice for these young women. However, she's also very broken due to her own trauma. Traumas, I will say, that by episode 5, we still don't even know all of them, in my opinion. I'm still sitting here lost. But again, I want to know from you guys very early on. Put it in the comment section. I want to know, is this justice, right? Because Catherine has been victimized. Catherine has been through the ringer. And as we're watching both Catherine and Alice's character throughout this, they are a direct mirror of each other on different sides, right? And maybe not so different, because in my heart of hearts, Alice has been down through there. By episode 5, we're finding out information about her young self that we had no idea about, and it's aligning with Catherine. Not for nothing, but I want to know from you, is what we're seeing here true justice? But let's get into it. Furious stars, of course, Emmy Rossum, who plays Alice Black, who's an FBI agent, new FBI agent, because she had some static on the police force, right? And so now she's in the FBI and she's hunting a female serial unaliver, Catherine, played by Lola Petticrew. But that's not it. We have my good sis. And if you watched Power, you know Quincy Tyler Bernstein. She plays Nora, who is a senior FBI agent who has taken Alice on, not so much as a protege, but she's walking her through what it's like to be an FBI agent, if that makes sense. We have some other players, Jake Lacey as Marshall, who plays her abusive ex-boyfriend, who's also a police officer. And then we have Scoot McNairy, who plays Danny, who is Alice's friend, but really doesn't understand, I don't think, what being Alice's friend truly means and truly represents. This is based on a 1987 film, I believe it's called Black Widow, and it premiered on Hulu July 27th. And I know it's August 12th. Listen, but we are here. So let's get into it. Again, like I was saying before, Alice and Catherine are definitely mirrors of one another. That the biggest thing we're seeing is that trauma, victimhood can connect people, and the connection kind of transcends your station in life, right? Both women are very angry. Both women are traumatized. Both are obsessed with getting justice, or what their view of justice is. And extremely dangerous women, honey. These are extremely dangerous women. The only major difference is that Alice chosen allegedly this higher good, while Catherine is choosing, listen, I'm getting back in blood because what did you do to me? What did you do to my people? What did you do to my friend? As it comes out later on. But episode 1 starts us out with Alice investigating what appears to be an overdose. We're also introduced in the first episode to Catherine. Like I said, it's Halloween night. She drops that candy corn on the floor and packages it up and goes and takes it out to the babies. I said, oh, this is diabolical. Little do we know, she got a man tied up, doped up, shackled up upstairs, and she's living her best Halloween night, passing out candy like nothing has ever happened. And so we discover a pattern very early with Catherine. She is making these men believe she loves them, honey, being their little girlfriend, wearing this mask out in public. But it's all, by the time we get to where we're at now, in an effort to get an exact justice, because Catherine has been exploited since she was a child. She had lost a dear friend in the trafficking, and now she is tracking down everybody else that she knows who was a part of her enslavement and eventually the unaliving of her friend. Catherine is not unaliving people randomly. There is a mission and a method, and she's going to use anybody and everything she can. The poor lady at the damn shelter, she turned her out in her hoo-ha, and threatened girl to turn the lady in. Cause give me my drugs, give me my dope back, lady. Very, very mess, playing with the addicted. And again, she's methodical, but she is getting the job done. Again, I think the episode title, The Gorgon, tells us exactly what the series wants us thinking about Catherine, because Medusa comparison is right there. The woman becomes monstrous after being victimized, and then society becomes more focused on what she did rather than what was done to her and how she was made into this monster. So again, definitely appreciate that. And again, now we're hot on the case. We also find out that Alice has a storied past. There's a reason why she ultimately left the police force, and that was because her ex-boyfriend beat the brakes off of her, and everybody found out, and they basically exiled her. Mind you, she is blue through and through. Since she was a kid, she grew up in this police neighborhood with all of these people. She believed they were her friends until she was in a situation where she really needed friends, and she just kind of became, who cried wolf, if you will, right? And so we're getting that. But her partner, her old partner, she's able to enlist because he still feels how he feels for her. And she hasn't really ever told anybody the full story of what happened with her ex. She abruptly leaves the force and goes on to the FBI. And so they're really not sure what's going on. Now, this is what I will say. I believe that this is where the show starts kind of in terms of storytelling, because we just know that they're at this point. We just have any clue in episode 1 why she's doing this, but we know she's justified. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. We know she's justified. And like I said, I'm here for that. This is kind of for a lot of victims and a lot of people who suffer trauma. Seeing representation is very important because so many people never receive justice, albeit if you're calling it justice or not. In ways, the people who did these things to her are paying the price and are suffering. Okay. So now Alice is on the case. She's noticing that there's multiple people. She's noticing this trend of this girl with this mask, saying that they have a new girlfriend. She moves in and now she's obsessed and she get to the bottom of it. Enter Nora, who is a senior veteran on the force, and she kind of around like heinous targeted towards women and children, right? And so we'll see her very often, just kind of in a different place. I really enjoying Nora's character because she's so different, but I also want to know who she really is because you can tell she's tortured. You can tell that there are aspects of this job that are just beyond her at this point or things that she just can't sit well with. And so again, we see her take Alice under her wing, especially in the early episodes, and try to figure out, motivation. Why are you here? These are the differences between being a police officer and being an agent. And I really need you to understand that. Nora not only, I think, sees things, Alice Key, just because of being a veteran, but she's also housing a lot of secrets, as we later discover. And so I'm just really, really where we're at with that. We also see Alice is a bit more pragmatic, at least forward facing, right, to the audience. Alice is still very much, this is justice, this is right, this is wrong. And Nora is very much like, this is how you play the game. This is how we get things done. This is how we make a case. This is how we plead our case. Is this something you really can do? Is this something that you really should be a part of? And I appreciate that. Again, it's not, none of these women are stereotypical in my estimation. And I really, really that. So now we are introduced to the character of, or at least the idea of the character of Isabel Luna, and discover a connection between Catherine and Isabel. And it becomes very, very, again, female unaliver targeting super rich men. And it turns into something bigger because there's more here, right? And later on, we discover that Isabel was almost like a sister to her in the trade of it all. And that Isabel was unalived by one of these men. Which one, we don't know, but this is what kind of spree. We also have a situation in one of the early episodes where we see Catherine bust in to basically the Hoe House and try to bring some supplies to Isabel's younger sister. And in turn, Isabel's younger sister gets beaten by the pimp, and it's a whole very wild situation, and I don't know what's going to happen. I think this is what created her in the first place. Episode 2, The Loaded Gun. Episode is titled My Life Had Stood a Loaded Gun. And again, we're looking at the episode title and what it tells us. Furious is diving deep into women who have become obsessed with, I don't want to say just their trauma, but like that said trauma has filled them with. And it's about releasing that in whatever ways. Catherine is obviously a loaded gun because she's ready to take everybody out. Anybody could get this work. She gonna put on that wig. And she's a Lola Petticrew because honestly, she gave single white female vibes. If you've seen Single White Female, if you haven't, go back and watch it. She embodies the actress who plays the lunatic in Single White Female, in my opinion. But Alice is too, honey, because Alice has some secret deviancy at this point. And again, I've never seen women who are victims of sexual trauma be portrayed in this light. And I love that we're getting to see this side of her. Yes, she is booking appointments online with the Freak Factory to come in and beat her up. Because now I feel alive. It's almost like she's trying to recreate the moment with her ex and somehow giving her a sense of control or power over the situation as it's kind of reenacted. Utterly wild. And of course, people don't understand it. In one of the later episodes, she's actually confronted by, and Nora says, you think I haven't? That's to me out in a moment of heated passion. And she was like, just don't let him do it to your face. You know what I mean? Danny, her partner, of course, he doesn't understand because what the hell are you doing? But, as we're going along the story, Catherine's creating new identities. In every episode, it's another victim. But I feel what the audience feels is that we're getting closer to who it actually is behind this. And by episode 5, this last guy giving her a warning and almost her believing him until we discover what's on his laptop. Because baby, you gotta go. If I gotta screw your son, if I have to move into your house, if I gotta threaten your wife, whatever I need to do, I'm gonna find the big wig. Because if you didn't do it, who did it? All right, but you can go too. Again, I'm really trying to understand Catherine because as the episodes go on, we find out that she's, of course, more than just an unaliver. She does have this heart. Like I said, when we see her interact with Isabel, sister, who also now in the life, it was very much like, come on, just come with me. I got you. When we see her in the capacity as caregiver to her quadriplegic fiance boo by episode 5, you're like, oh, okay, like to her, then her anger, then her rage, then her manipulation. Is she manipulating situations with her quadriplegic? Absolutely, she is. But is she offering him a kindness? Is she taking care of him in the capacity of a CNA? She absolutely is doing that as well. And I think I like because a lot of times we do get straightforward villains, and I'm not mad at a straightforward villain. But Catherine, I don't necessarily see her as a villain. Like, and I think it's because they did such a great job of helping us understand who she is, what her motivations are, what her why is, and that she's also complex. Like I said, she's not just out here killing indiscriminately. We see her heart when she's bringing a care package to this young girl in the life and trying to protect her. And also when she's in this capacity as caregiver. Also, when we meet one of these guys that she has to take out the daughter, and it was as if he was almost grooming his daughter to become his next victim. Like, listen, he had to go. And she did shave the baby's head because the daddy said he liked her with long hair. She did shave the baby's head, but she kept the baby alive. Listen, I can't ask for any more than that. As we go to episode 3, Memory Distortion, Alice deeper into her own past and Catherine returns to hers. And again, the parallels matter. At some point, I believe in this episode, we discover that Alice, listen, Alice baby had a past too. Alice has a past. We also find some CCTV footage of Catherine, even though she's got the mask, she's got an identifying tattoo. And now we're linking people. Isabel is coming to the conclusion. We're doing age progression. We're getting the pieces together. But now we're coming into a situation where they want to bring the NYPD in on the case with the FBI, meaning we have to merge agencies for this case. And she's getting a lot of pushback because wasn't you the girl that got beat up by your man and had to go on a psych leave and now you're back trying to do this? Nora's kind of like Cape Crusader to keep her on the case. But now we've got this dynamic because my ex, the man who beat the brakes off me, is right here. So now we're seeing Alice's behavior become increasingly more erratic. She's more in risky behaviors with these men that she's meeting online. And again, the tales are telling. As we get into episode 4, Alice and Danny are following up on the investigation, but now something else happens because I have to make peace with my ex, rapping like he piecing me. Let me talk to your mom. They grew up together. Alice goes over there and talks to the mama who's clearly battling like early Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that and gets into it. And the mama's cussing, I know what you did to my son. I know what you did. She runs outside. He chases her and tries to hem her up. Like he's beat her again. And she pulls out that thing. Well, he turns around and goes and reports it to his supervising. Yeah, she pistola on me and, she's unstable, unfit. And Nora basically has to sit her down like, girl, you can't do this anymore. Mind you, at this point, Alice has discovered that Nora has tried to open up a case on this young girl ages ago and dropped the case. We find out Nora dropped the case at the behest of her old commanding, apparently. And now we're kind of heebie-jeebies from him. What did Nora know? How much did it take for Nora to drop the case? And now that Alice is off of it, she has to figure out a way by episode 5 to try to get back on the case. And so now she's really risking it all because she sets up the ex at this point. Because you done reported me, I got kicked off the case, suspended. All right, I got something for your ass. Come over to my apartment. Let's get liquored up. Do how you do it before. Mind you, Danny's already told him she'd be on the freak sites. And that was my thing with Danny. Because Danny, why are you volunteering this information? At this point, he believes her. He believes that the abuse happened at the hands of her but you're giving him ammunition. But anyway, he takes his tail over there. She basically tries to get him hemped up. He starts yelling, screaming, doing all the things after he walks out because listen, you know what's going to happen here if you put your hand on me, sir. And so she calls the neighbor, like, yeah, hear that guy? Like, did you see him outside? I saw a blicky on him. Like, maybe you should, I ain't call the police, but if you did, right? And so, I mean, Alice is doing whatever she needs to do to get back on the case, ultimately to find justice. But, child, how far is she willing to go? Again, they mirror each other. I don't think there's any bounds. I don't think there's any limits. I think that she wants to get this done, but also she's kind of own demons. Is it a safe method? No, not in my opinion at all. I'm scared for Alice. Nora, I think the weight of just working in this field and the compromises and the things that she's done in the past are weighing on her. But honestly, I still feel strongly that Catherine and Alice have more in common than we think. I don't know if Alice was damn trafficked either. They say that she had a baby when she was young. By episode 5, she's going to the old damn stations to see if a baby was dropped off. Listen, I don't know. But again, ultimate question I'm asking again, is this justice? Are we going to see justice served? Has justice been served as we're watching this? Justice should have standards and rules and boundaries. That's what the people say. But what do you think? Overall, you guys, I am enjoying this season. I think the biggest strength, again, is that none of these women are monoliths. They're all very different. They're all very layered. They're all very complex. And they're all working out their own stuff and their own idea of what justice is. And I absolutely appreciate that. On the sweet pea scale, I'm giving this a cute 4.3 sweet peas. I know some people don't like Emmy Rossum. It don't bother me. I'm over here. I'm enjoying the show. I think everyone's doing great. They're good acting work. The pacing is fine. This is one that I honestly wanted to binge. I honestly wanted them to drop all episodes so I could sit down and binge it. But weekly is great. But you guys drop it in the chat. Let me know, okay? Rating is also, where are we going? Is this a glamorization of violence? Like I don't know what's going to happen with Nora. What's going to happen with Alice? I don't know, but I can't wait. Drop it in the comments. Let me know if you're watching. After these 5 episodes, what are your predictions for the rest of the season? Let me know. And if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being down. Thank you for, we didn't hit 14,000. We didn't hit 14,000, 20,000 next stop. Thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, do all of the things, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.